The North Carolina Vodtech game is one of the more interesting matchups of this weekend, and a lot of people are talking about Sam Howell, and rightfully so, one of the best quarterbacks in all of college football, and what he needs to do this season, blah, blah, blah. And we've spent some time talking about Sam Howell and breaking down film and kind of giving our 2 cents for whatever it's worth on Sam Howell, and probably continue to do so. But today I want to talk about quarterback Braxton Burmeister from Virginia Tech and talk about what he needs to do to help Vodtech pull off this upset. So we're going to look at some film from last year of UNC's defense and look at what the defense could potentially try to throw at Burmeister's way, and just kind of what he needs to do to help Virginia Tech be in the best position possible to pull off the upset. And right now, they're only 5-point favorites. UNC's only a 5-point favorite, maybe 5.5, depending what book you're looking at. So that goes to show that they think this game's going to be close and it could come down to the wire. So before we dive into the film of UNC and talk in more detail what Burmeister needs to do, I just want to encourage you to consider subscribing to the YouTube channel if you like any quarterback-related content. So let's dive into the meat potatoes. So we put out a film breakdown video of Burmeister a few weeks ago talking about what he brings to the table, what he's good at, and what he needs to improve on. So the big things he was good at was his big play ability. He could hit big plays downfield with the ball, or he could run it. The stuff he needed to work on is taking what the defense gives him and kind of making those easy kind of short to intermediate range throws. So what we see with UNC here, and UNC is not a great defense by any means, but we're going to watch clips against Miami because it's one of their better games, and UNC kind of dares Miami to take those big shots downfield, and they only hit on a few of those. So I think if Burmeister can hit on some of those big shots that UNC dares them to take, they could be in a good position to win. You also see UNC trying to get pressure on the quarterback through blitzes or just disguised blitzes, right, where they only bring 4, but it looks like they're bringing 5 or 6. So they try to throw off the quarterback's ability to process pre-snap to post-snap as well. So I think if Burmeister kind of realizes that and knows that even if it looks like pressure, it might not be pressure, that's also going to help him as well. So let's look real quick at UNC's defense of the game against Miami because it's one of their better games. Miami only averaged 5 yards per attempt, 5 yards per attempt. King was their leading rusher with 53 yards. UNC won 62-26. King was 18-30, 239 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. They did have one big 76-yard touchdown pass, but besides that, there really was not a big plays. Not a lot of big plays. UNC kept the ball in front of them a lot. As far as defense goes, amount of points that UNC's defense gave up last year. I'll just kind of read the point totals. It was 6, and then 22, 45, 31, 21, 44, 24, 53, 31, 9, 26. So kind of up and down. And again, not an outstanding defense by any means, but no, I don't think they're a bad defense, even though they've given up some 40-point games to some teams, and I think they can do a good job when they get pressure on the quarterback and when the quarterback can't hit those big plays. So again, if Burmeister hits those big plays, then there could be some potential good things happen. I think Burmeister will need to use his legs as well whenever pressure comes to get out of the pocket. So let's go ahead and dive into some of the film, look at 4 clips and break down the defense a little bit more, and then I'll catch you on the back side of the video. So UNC's defense is by no means a terrifying defense. As we talked about earlier in the video, they gave a lot of points to a lot of different teams last year, but Miami was a team that they actually did a pretty good job against. They kept everything in front, and they dared them to beat them deep. So we have cover 1 here. We have 1 press man coverage here. And then we have what we called in college a banjo opportunity where outside receiver or whatever receiver goes out, outside DB takes him. Whatever receiver comes in, inside receiver takes him. So kind of like a banjo opportunity here or banjo scheme. And so we'll have cover 1, man under, and we'll see them forcing King to essentially beat them deep. So we see the stop here, and we're going to see 1 safety in the middle of the field. He has options here, right? But it has to be a good throw for that ball to be complete. So let's watch the other angle as well, so we can get just a quick clip. But this is something, if Burmeister can complete these passes here, if UNC is going to force them to beat them or kind of just give them some throws, give them opportunities, and if Vodtech has playmakers on the outside to do that, then this could be this would be potentially how you win the game because the guy was actually up a great closing speed there. But if it's thrown a bit earlier out here, if it's a perfect throw, then potentially that is a big-time play there. So again, just an example of if Burmeister can beat the defense on good coverage, and if UNC presents this type of package to him and just invites Burmeister to beat him deep, and if he does it, then Vodtech could definitely get closer to pulling off the upset. So here we got 2 up top safeties here, and we'll see Miami doesn't send everyone out and to to a route here. We got two guys in the same place, kind of just taking up space. There's really only two guys running a route here, and so my UNC is just keeping everything in front, right? They got man here, and just one up top safety because other safety came down here on that sweep. They got pressure on King, so you can expect UNC to try to have that same type of mindset against Burmeister, keep people in front, but force King to beat you deep, or in this case, force Burmeister to beat you deep, and then trust that their pressure is going to get to you. So that's what they'll try to do. And I imagine, I'm not comparing King and Burmeister, but good. They're both good athletes, so it's similar things. And you can see UNC is blitzing here, bringing people. So I expect that to happen, and I expect them to put some pressure on Burmeister, and then they force the throwaway here. So again, I think you'll see some cover one, you'll see some man against UNC, and then you'll see them bring pressure to put some pressure on the quarterback and force them to either make a throw deep or beat the pressure and run out of the pocket and beat you there. So I expect some similar schemes against Va Tech that you saw against Miami. So here we're going to see pressure again from UNC against King. It's going to be a rollout here. And watch how the pressure affects the throw to come out quicker than they want to get it out. Let's watch it real quick, then I'll back it up. Guys that have watched me before know I'll get ahead of myself sometimes. So we'll watch this play. King gets it out quick. Nothing crazy there. But an example of this, sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you in that situation. So as it relates to Burmeister and Virginia Tech, we're going to see we're still cover one again. We got man under, even though we're off here, and then we're pressed up top here. A lot of times you'll see one of UNC's DB pressed while the other side is going to be off coverage here. So there might be a way to take advantage of that potentially. But again, UNC blitzes. They want to get pressure on the quarterback, make him make a faster decision than what they want to. You can see how this affects the play, where if he had more time, then we potentially got guys coming open here, and we have a guy coming open the middle of the field, where if there's more time, that's potentially a place to go with the ball. So a good example of UNC getting pressure again to affect the play. And it was like third and long, second long, whatever it may be. So again, if they can get you behind the sticks and they will be in pressure, just force the quarterback to make a good throw, which they do here. And they'll happily just get up a few yards right there. But sometimes you just got to take what the defense gives you if you're Burmeister. But just know that the pressure will be coming, so just have that in your mind ahead of time. So this will be the last clip we watched of UNC's defense, and I think it does a good job kind of demonstrating everything we just talked about, but then adding one more element, and that's the disguise. So the pre-snap read, it looks like pressure is coming, and they've sent, for a lot of times, 5 guys, even 6 guys in some plays. So King naturally thinks, okay, pressure's coming. He's already thinking, I gotta have a quick clock in the pocket, gotta get rid of the ball quick. 2 up top safeties as of right now, but again, we from previous film we've seen that they usually go 1 safety. However, pre-snap's not always post-snap, right? And so we see that actually that they only bring 4. And so 1 down lineman comes up, this pretend blitzer comes up, and this is the only guy that actually blitzes, 1 up top safety, and then we have zone in the middle and some man the outside schemes here. And so pressure does get on King still, but just an example of pre-snap reads not always the same as post-snap look. So we can see this kind of creative way to get pressure with only bringing 4, right? So they only bring 4, but they still get pressure to King. And then to get a sack, no, then he's forced to throw it away there, and nothing comes open. Let's watch it from the other angle here. So I think recognizing this and knowing this, like pre-snap, that they're going to try to confuse you as far as what they're doing up here is, I think, something that Burmeister is, of course, probably studying. If I can recognize it, he, of course, will be able to recognize it. So having some type of quick check or something for when that happens is something that I'm sure Virginia Tech will have in their program. And again, Burmeister has athletic ability to escape if he needs to. So again, just to recap, Burmeister needs to, 1, hit those big plays downfield whenever they present themselves, and I think UNC will dare them to do that, and then 2, use his legs as well, which I think that'll probably be in the game plan for Virginia Tech. And so UNC will try to keep the plays in front and dare them to hit them deep, and I think you'll see some pressure as well. And so I think just processing pre-snap to post-snap is something for Burmeister as they disguise blitz coverages and what they're going to bring. But I want to hear from you. What do you think the keys are to the game? What do you think Burmeister needs to do to win this game? What's your prediction? Let us know in the comments below. We'll see you next time on the next quarterback-related video.